Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and, discuss a little bit of pop culture news. So I want to, I'm gonna get Cardi B out the way first, just to get it out the way, because at this point, I'm just tired of talking. When it comes to Cardi B's end in this album, that's never gonna come. So I'm gonna discuss her first. I'm gonna discuss Beyonce. Um, Taylor Swift being ranked as number two, which I think is a cop out from Billboard, but whatever. That's another. I want to quickly discuss Post Malone. I guess he's headlining Coachella, and then lastly, I want to discuss some interesting perspectives about this whole Hercules live action film, what they're trying to do, whatever. So, but before I continue on with this video, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers. We are almost there. Okay, like let's get up to 1,000 subscribers by early 2025. Let's make it happen. I know we can make it happen. Please subscribe to the channel and let's get into this video. Like I said, let's just get Cardi B out the way first, and let me just move on with more interesting topics. So I guess Cardi B was on the live. I saw on Twitter. She was trending on Twitter because her fans were dragging her. The usual. Like now, y'all. Now, anytime when Cardi B trends, it's either she's cursing out her fans, or her fans are cursing her out, or she's cursing somebody else out, or somebody else is cursing her out. At least with other female rappers, even though all the other female rappers, I'm not saying that they're perfect or anything, or they don't trend for bullshit, because they all do, to some extent. Either it would be Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, whoever. Like, there's some these female rappers do trend for bullshit, but the one thing that those other female rappers have over Cardi B is that they put out projects. Nicki Minaj puts out projects. Megan Thee Stallion puts out. Hell, Megan Thee Stallion put out a second project this year, and Megan Thee Stallion came out after Cardi B. Okay, so Megan Thee Stallion put out like Glorilla, like all these girls are putting out projects except for Cardi B. The only thing that Cardi B is putting out is babies. All she doing is popping out is babies. So maybe listen, maybe she's in her housewife bag. Maybe she wants to be a housewife. She wants to do her thing. Look, I'm all here for that. I'm here for women becoming housewives. I'm here for them, adjusting to both, being businesswomen while also being wives, housewives, mothers, whatever. Handle both, but don't come out here talk about some. Okay, I'm gonna release an album this year, and then you never releasing an album, and you, I guess, almost like puppeteering your fans into thinking that you're really gonna put out your sophomore album, where really that's not the case. And honestly, personally, for me, I'm not shocked that she's claimed that she's not releasing it this year, and some people are trying to justify, oh no, she's just trolling y'all, she's really gonna release it. I think she's just doing this to you know cause publicity and blah blah blah. It's PR so that people can get hyped up or angry, so that when she does this like imaginary drop, then people will be here for it. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, do I think that Cardi B does things for attention and stuff? Yes, but like, I actually think she's dead serious. I think that this album is not coming this year. As much as she claimed it was coming this year, it's not coming this year. I don't think. Um, she was on a live saying that she's releasing the album early 2025. She's got new businesses, and she might get her a new boo thing. And it's just like, girl, the last thing you need is a new boyfriend. That's probably the last. What you really need to be doing is being focused as being a mom. If anything, I think that Cardi B excels at doing her businesses, trying to be in her business bag, whip shots, doing those kinds of things. Go get into fashion. Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like Cardi B's strong suits, it's fashion, doing other things. Clearly, you can tell that music is not within her. It's not a priority to her. She doesn't really look at it as a passion. She just looks at it as, okay, this is like my money making machine. Da da da. When I was hot and popping back in 2017, 2018, 2019, like, the music industry was hot. But now, people are not selling records like that. Like, hell, Little Uzi Vert's album just came out and he didn't sell, which is crazy. That's a whole nother conversation, which is crazy on his end. But I think that Cardi B sees that there's not, the money's running dry in the music industry, and she's like, why release a second album? Why? For what? At the end of the day, maybe maybe her heart wasn't really in the music, and she wants to venture out do other things, which I think is good. I think that, like I said before, Cardi B needs to go into fashion, become a fashion icon. She already is. To me, I think that she's the best dressed female rapper out of everybody, top to bottom. So I think that from now on, I think that her fans, and it might be a disappointing thing to her fans, and they probably don't want to hear it, but like, I think that her fans should, like, at least expect, like, don't expect really anything musically to come from Cardi B at this point. And if the issue too is about, she's feeling scared that she might not sell like her first album, or the numbers are not going to be put up, girl, who cares? Like, y'all, can I be honest with y'all? Like, I'm at a point now, especially with me being a consumer, like, I genuinely do not care about when people talk about this number talk. I feel like that's only online. I feel like if you go out in the real world and you talk to people, or you talk about people's interests and what they like in music, a lot of people are either listening to like some underground rappers that don't have a lot of recognition, or they're listening to some, like, street music or whatever. A lot of times, a good amount of people that you talk to aren't listening to like the main, like, mainstream people that are selling all these numbers. You know what I mean? Those are usually the stands. So it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, like I said, I think Cardi B's online way too much. So she's probably seeing how, like, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, who else, Lotto, they haven't really sold a lot, as much, and she's just like, you know she doesn't want to be in that group of like female rappers where it's like, they have a name, but it's like they're not really selling. But it's at the same time, I think that, like, I don't know, I feel like that shouldn't also be a roadblock in you dropping music. If you truly love the music, you shouldn't care about what those numbers look like. That's why I say, to me personally, I don't think Cardi B has the passion for it, because it's like, even though you have people like the Megan Thee Stallions of the world, or the Glorillas of the world, or the Lottos of the world, yes, they might not be putting up those numbers, but baby, they're gonna make sure that they continue to release music, because they genuinely love the art of it. They love writing. They love rapping. They love this. This is an art form to them. The same thing with Nicki Minaj. When Nicki Minaj was at her lowest back, a few years ago, guess what? She didn't stop releasing. She still kept on releasing music. She still kept on being on features. She still kept on, putting singles out there, even though they weren't doing well a few years ago. So it's like, to me, I think that there is a clear distinction, I guess you can say, between Cardi B and the other female rap girls. To me, it seems like the other female rappers are more passionate. They love rap. They This is what they live, breathe. Like, they love this. This is a sport for them. This is not a sport for Cardi B. She doesn't care too much about it, because there's not money to be made from it. And I think that's really what it is. She got into this genre for the money, and now the money's running dry in music overall, but particularly in rap, because everything is foolish and insane. People are not. So it's like she's gone. Um, But then again, I don't think it's a bad thing business wise for her not to release an album. Listen, if the album's not gonna do well, it's not gonna do well. You know, for other female rappers, that's how they look at it. That's how Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla look at it. But Cardi B, I think that she's gonna take that as a blow to her. You know, but I don't know. I just, at this point, I think that Cardi B has lost the casual fans when it comes to the her releasing of sophomore album. Also, before I move on, I'm kind of also getting tired of this talk about, oh, you guys don't get angry or drag Rihanna about her not releasing an album the way y'all guys do Cardi B, or, well, Rihanna's also venturing out to other businesses, so why can't Cardi B, or Rihanna's focusing more on her, makeup and stuff like that, so why can't Cardi B? And the fact that some of her stands love to use that argument is so disingenuous. It is so disingenuous. Do y'all freaking know how many albums Rihanna has like put out before she ventured into makeup and Savage Fenty and Fenty Beauty and all that? Do you know how many? We at least have a catalog of music from Rihanna. I still listen to. I'm still listening to Loud. I'm still listening to Auntie. I'm still listening to Rated R. There's so many albums, mixtapes. Like Rihanna has put in a lot of work out there for us to be for us to be like, okay, yeah, we miss her. Yeah, we want her to get back to the booth. But at the end of the day, we're still not gonna be out here acting as if like we're hungry because she's gave us a full course meal with some dessert and some juice with some soda with some drinks on the side. She gave us a whole thing, appetizers. Cardi B has only given us an appetizer. She hasn't even given us a full course meal along with dessert, along with the drinks. So it's like the fact that people are even comparing, and I hate that too. It's like y'all are comparing Cardi B, who was Rihanna, to Cardi when Rihanna has been out longer than Cardi. More, she's a veteran to the music industry than Cardi B is. So it's like I hate those kind of comparisons. It doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, Rihanna has just put in the work. Rihanna has not only that, tours. Cardi B has never been on tour. She's never had a world tour after. I legit, when I found this out, I couldn't believe it. Cardi released her album and never went on a war tour after that. That is crazy. Either way, I think that y'all are being very disingenuous comparing Rihanna to Cardi B. They're nothing alike. Rihanna has a whole catalog. Like if and you know, God forbid it's happening right now, but like if Rihanna, if y'all were to put out Rihanna's greatest hits, it will be like 2 hours long. Cardi B, what, 25 minutes long of her catalog. Like, she doesn't even have a catalog, if I'm gonna be honest. So anyway, y'all, I just think that Barty Gang needs to, just accept the fact that y'all girl is not passionate for the music. She's not. So, and she's too afraid. That's the issue too. She's too afraid of, and like too much invested into this number talk. It's like, and so what? Anyway, that's all I have to say on that. You know what? No, let me take a minute. Let me discuss this first. Listen, Billboard, I think y'all a pussy. I think y'all a pussy for doing this. It's like, can, can we get to a point? I've been really reminiscing about this. Like, at what point are y'all gonna be controversial or light set match? Like, can y'all press the button on chaos for once on y'all lives? Why the hell did y'all guys put Taylor Swift and Beyonce as the number two greatest pop stars in the 21st century? That y'all are so whack for that. I think they didn't want the stand wars to take place. So they were like, you know what? Even now, according to this list, well, let's be very clear. I don't, but then again, 21st century. Wait, is Michael Jackson in the 21st century? Because he would have been in my number one. But yeah, like to me, but then again, he's dead. So it's like, should we go with the alive artist? I don't know. But I'm sorry, y'all. To me personally, if like, of course, no, let me speak on the Swifty part of it. There's going to be people that are going to be like, well, Taylor Swift should have been number one because the numbers were numbering. I'm not going to even hold you, even though the albums were whatever, but like the numbers were numbering. She had higher numbers than Beyonce this year. The tours did their numbers. She's had a lot of hype, a lot of attention. Like, it's like, she's had great PR obviously the past 2 years even. So it's like I've never seen this amount of attention go to like, I mean, that's the thing. Taylor Swift has always been famous, especially when I was younger. Like, she's always been there, but it's like the amount of like, I don't even know, like this kind of hype around her, like even leaked onto like certain areas where like you wouldn't have even known about it. So it's like I can see where some of the Swifties are like, well, Taylor Swift should have been number one because her album sold, blah blah blah, yada yada. Now, if you go on to the Beyonce side, people are gonna be like, well, Beyonce is the better singer, better performer, better songs. Um, she's been here longer than Taylor Swift. She's honestly Taylor Swift senior, like she like in the music industry, and Taylor Swift has even come out and said that Beyonce is also one of her inspirations. So it's like, why would you not put the inspiration to Taylor Swift to be number one? You know what I mean? So it's like I can see where the Beehive stands will come for that. I think, and of course, like Beyonce, and then on top of it, we also got to be honest too. Like, I mean, Taylor Swift is also came from an era where it's like you had to buy the albums, but like I said, Beyonce has been out longer, and it's like the way to get albums back then was way tougher. You actually have to get out of your house, and Taylor Swift depends a lot on streaming now. Not that Beyonce doesn't too, but it's like their eras were different. Um, I don't know. I just feel like for me personally, as of like right now, 2024, I would for the I don't. But then again, I didn't look at the full list of this. Like who did this go from like 1 to 100 greatest pop stars? Because it's like if that was the case, like I would have scratched all these. Like Michael Jackson would have been number one, and then let the rest fall where they may. But as of right now, between these two, if who I would have put as the greatest pop star, it would have been Beyonce number one, Taylor Swift number two. For me. Okay. But then again, it also is also another. Oh my God, y'all gonna hate me for this. But like, but are we? But as far as like with Billboard's standards, like what are they going based off of? Like records? Like are they going based off record sales? Are they going based off vocals, music, like what performing like? Because there are literally people that compare Beyonce to freaking Michael Jackson. That she is the female, and in a way, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Beyonce is the female version of Michael Jackson, but that's a whole different conversation. Um, yeah, like Beyonce, like people compare it to Beyonce. People, I mean, people compare Beyonce to Michael Jackson. Like she's the female Michael Jackson, the greatest, one of the greatest performers alive today. Like a lot of people are not really putting in the performance aspect within shows, concerts, whatever. So it's like if y'all are comparing Beyonce to Michael Jackson, be it y'all having her at number two and putting Taylor Swift at number one, that doesn't make any sense. Um, I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna pick as number one. I have a feeling it's gonna be because if y'all already put Beyonce and Taylor Swift as number two, clearly the first option is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane. But then again, I don't even know where did they place Michael Jackson in this list? Somebody needs to tell me in the comment section below because I have no idea. I haven't been following this, but um, yeah, I think that Billboard did this not to be controversial, but then again, it's going to be controversial because the Swifties are going to be like, well, Taylor Swift should have been number one because she, was talked about way more these past 2 years than Beyonce ever was. But then again, people are also going to be like, Beyonce is going to have to be number one because, I mean, should have been number one because Beyonce is Beyonce and she's been running the game for freaking what, 2, 3 decades? You know, nobody puts in the kind of work ethic that Beyonce does, So it's like I can see where people feel that way. But I do think that Billboard was so whack for doing this. They're so puss. Like it's just like just do it. Like if y'all genuinely feel like Taylor Swift is the number one greatest pop star of the 21st century, then make them be like. Listen, y'all already know I get my opinions on this channel. I already accept that not everybody is going to agree with my thoughts, and I accept that. It's like people are gonna have differing opinions, and that is okay. If y'all truly feel, and I genuinely believe that Billboard wanted to put Taylor Swift as number one, but they didn't want to upset the Beehive or Beyonce or whatever. So they were like, you know what, we'll just put both of them as number two and put somebody else as number one. But I think that if they genuinely feel like Taylor Swift is number one, then put her as number one, put Beyonce as number two. Who care? Like this stuff also is like I feel like we as the fans put the value in it. So it's just like it's just simple kitchen table talk kind of thing, but glorified. So it's just like just be honest, like just not be honest, but like if y'all feel like if y'all think Beyonce is number one, if y'all think Taylor Swift is number one, then that's your prerogative. But other than that, it's just like I just think it was whack for them to do this because I feel like they were just trying to appease or throw a bone at both the Swifties and the Beehive. And it's just like it's corny. It's corny to me. I don't know. But anyway, speaking of Beyonce, um, oh, and then also another thing too. Before I go, I think another reason why they put the both of them as number two because the both of them did release albums, and both albums did do well. Of course, Taylor's album did even better than Cardboard Carter. But let's be very clear, both of these two albums did extremely well, better than all the other girls. So um, I guess it's sort of like the crown for the queen of music in 2024 going into 2025. But if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not really I wasn't impressed by Taylor Swift's album, The Torture Poise Department, nor was I impressed by the Cowboy Carter album. If I'm gonna be honest, like y'all already know in this on this channel, I said that Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande have probably the best albums in 2024 for me, for me. But then again, there might be other people that disagree with me with that because they feel like Sabrina, because Sabrina Carpenter has been also pushed down our throats. Thanks Taylor for that. Sabrina Carpenter has been all over my I've never typed her name, and then she's all over my TL. So I need to thank the Swifties and Taylor Swift for doing this to me. But people gonna disagree. Oh no, it's gonna be Sabrina Carpenter, or there might be some people that say Charlie XCX. Me personally, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, hands down, had the best albums of this year. And it's crazy that the Grammys did not nominate Ariana Grande for album of the year, which is or song of the. It's oh lord, I won't even get into it. But yeah, like to me, while yes, these two had the numbers wise, their albums did better than all these other girls. But I prefer the other girls' albums this year over these two. So I don't know. I just felt like with Taylor Swift's album, The Torture Poise Department, there was no growth in that. And then with Beyonce's album, it was just like I don't know. But then again, I will say this though. I am excited for her rock and roll, Beyonce's rock and roll, because I'm more of a rock and roll girl. So, um, hopefully she redeems herself with the rock and roll album because Carbo Quarter was whatever. But then again, that goes into this because she's going to be. And listen, Netflix is getting their bag, honey. Netflix is out here buying the Logan Paul, the was not Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. Now they're giving Beyonce a bag, and now I guess there's a halftime performance um for another Super Bowl. I guess now what is there two Super Bowls now? So there's one the end of this year, Christmas Day, and another one next year. So she's gonna be performing. Here's the thing: as much as Carter Carter was not my favorite, it's so funny with Beyonce. This is why I feel like she's such a different kind of an artist. Like it's like the studio versions are always sometimes lately her latest part is like hit or miss, whatever, whatever. But it's like once this woman performs it live, it's like you fall in love with the song. It's like the song is so great, and her numbers, her dance numbers, the musical numbers that she puts in, the instrument. It's just like, girl. So in a way, it's like I might end up liking a good amount of some other songs on this album when she performs it live. So, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. But Netflix, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. They said that y'all were over there buffering during the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. Okay, they had almost damn near 100 million people watching the watching the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. They said it was buffering. They saw ass. It was a mess. When I go in there to watch Beyonce, y'all better not. My Netflix better be working. It better be working. I don't want to see no buffering, no nothing. Anyway, y'all. But yeah, I can't wait to definitely see this. I think Beyonce has a way of doing. It's like because I think that happened with like one of the songs from Renaissance where it's like at first I wasn't like it was whatever, but then when she did it live, it was I was just like yeah. Oh, Cuff It. I think it was Cuff It. I think yeah, when she does Cuff It live, I was just like, oh my god, like this is so amazing. So but yeah, I think that I can't wait to see what she gives. You already know Beyonce's a performer. She's gonna dance, sing, the number, like it's about to go down. So, um, yeah, I can't wait to definitely see that. Next topic. So listen, this is definitely for the white boys. Post Malone is going to be headlining Coachella. This is for the white boys. Listen, I'm not a Post Malone, like, and I've noticed too, like Taylor Swift and Beyonce kind of gravitated towards Post Malone lately. You know, she's been on both of their albums. Post Malone has made the shift. I guess he left rap and now he's in country. I guess country music. Uh, I mean, listen. I guess the country music folks are gonna show up and show out for him in 2025 for Coachella. But listen, but then again, I feel like in a way too. I feel like you know, these kinds of things should be diversified. It shouldn't just be like, oh, a pop artist headlining Coachella, or rap artist, or hip hop, or whoever. You know, I just feel like sorry y'all. Sorry y'all. But like I said, I do think it should be diversified. You know, country music has been on their game. I would say, like, what's the artist name? Shabuzi, whatever his name is. You know, he's been number one like practically half this entire year. So, um, listen, I have no issues. Of course, I mean, I won't be tuning in, but like, this, you know, like I said, this for his audience, this for his fans. Not really a big Post Malone fan like that, but we'll see what happens. Who knows? He might also play some of the songs that I think I do know from like his rap, during his rap era. What was it, Rockstar? Rockstar. Yeah, like that song. I know that song. And then the Sunflower song with Sway Lee. Like, so, you know, I know a few things. But yeah, Post Malone is gonna be headlining Coachella. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry. And I guess it's just gonna be a Beyonce video, but like I feel like nothing has really topped Beyonce's Coachella performance. And this I'm not, and listen, y'all already know on this channel I'm not a stand for nobody, but like going back to it, like Beyonce's Coachella performance was so like amazing, and it's like I have yet to see anybody really do anything like that before. So um which is why I can't wait for this little NFL performance that she's got going on in on Christmas Day. So yeah, but shout out to Post Malone though. He got the gig, so shout out to him. Whew. Listen, I was initially gonna do an individual video about this, but I was like, nah, let me just put it in this video and get it over with. Um, so d- I don't know if this is confirmed. I don't. This could be allegedly. I don't know. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if this comes out to be true. So apparently Hercules, and I've said it in this channel multiple times. I'm like, you know, the Hercules live action. I'm actually excited to go see because I grew up on Hercules. I think it's one of my top five Disney animated films, so I can't wait to go see it. And then on top of that, the Russo brothers are going to be producing um the film. So I was even more so. Then I was like, oh god, okay, this is going to be great. You know, the Russo brothers, you know, they're like directors. They produced the Avengers films, so it's like I think they have a great mind. They'll do well. But then there's other news that came out, you know, Guy Ritchie being a part of this process, which I'm just like, oh my god, why no? Please, not Guy Ritchie. Please change him. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. That Aladdin live action was terrible. I don't care what y'all say. It was awful. Um, So now this news comes out allegedly that they're, instead of focusing on Hercules, they're gonna tower to Hades, and then the film will retell a story of the original animated film, but from Hades' perspective. And it's just like, I mean, oh my god, it's like, I don't know. It's like a part of me feels like, okay, that could be cool, like, because obviously, the Disney version of Hercules and this whole thing. Of course, because it's the Disney version. So of course, if it's Disney, then anything like mythology based is gonna be Disneyfied. Like even looking back at Pocahontas, like that situation, like Hercules, the same thing. Like the way Hercules is in Greek mythology and the way he's portrayed in the Disney film is two different things. So that part I understand is like, and I think it would be cool to see that aspect of things. But at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, with Disney lately, these past few years, it's like they're afraid to have like a villain in their movies or like in their animated films as of late. Like these past few years, it's always been like, oh, let's give the villain like a protagonist arc, or let's try to humanize the villain. Let's give him a backstory. Let's make it seem, oh, why did he turn into this kind of person? And it's just like, can villains just be villains? Like, why y'all like just like, it was even like the same thing with like, I low-key felt this way too, I'm not gonna lie, with like Encanto. Like with Encanto, I genuinely wanted it to be like, okay, Bruno, like this like evil fortune teller who's telling people's like, like a Nostradamus type. Like I wanted it to be that, but then they made it into like some generational curse kind of a thing, and it's like, and I thought that was cool, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, like we really could have used like we could have used that. That could have been successful, but then it's also another thing too with Disney. It's like they have the whole Mufasa thing, live action thing coming out, and now they're gonna give Scar a backstory about why Scar is evil. It's just like, can villains just be villains? Not everything has to be a humanization of a villain. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, like, this is not the Greek mythology version of the thing, it's the Disney version of it. There's a reason why I remixed it and made it into a more child friendly thing. Because simple minds need a protagonist and an antagonist. That there doesn't always need to be gray area for a lot of these like films or stories. And I feel like, but it's not just Disney. I feel like it's all these companies. They feel like they always need to put a humanizing factor with their villains, and sometimes it can be so annoying. It's so annoying. Other times it makes sense, but sometimes it can be very annoying. But the thing is, I feel like them naming this Hades. I don't know. It can go well for them, but then it can also backfire because it's like people know the name Hercules. People, when they hear Hercules, it's striking. It's like, oh, this is the guy, this is the star, this is who we went to go see. But now that you add in Hades, and then on top of that, the regular, normal, everyday people's perception of a Hades is dark, devil, demon like, da da da. Do you think that people, will bring your kids to go and see a Hades and to see how he became the devil? Whatever. Those are the things I think about. So I just feel like, I don't know. I enjoyed the Hades in the Disney version of Hercules. I enjoyed his like car salesman, sarcastic, like funny self, and I don't know, like them trying to. It's like if I want to watch a Greek mythology, the true Greek mythology version of Hades and Hercules and their backstory, I'm gonna go watch Blood of Zeus. I'm gonna go watch a YouTube documentary about it. I'm not about to be out here going to going to the AMC movie theaters to go watch Hades like backstory about how Zeus played him. Like it's just like, I feel like, I don't know, like they won't leave well enough alone. That's what I'm trying to say. These companies, these movie studios, they won't leave well enough alone, and it's annoying. And then on top of that, even worse, so y'all guys got Guy Ritchie on board to this movie, knowing that he messed up Aladdin. And hell, even the casting of Aladdin was, oh my god, oh my god. I wish I had a YouTube. I wish I created my YouTube channel back then. I would have been dragging Aladdin when it came out. But then again, too, here's the tea. And I don't know. And this is why I'm gonna say allegedly. I don't know. I've noticed like in the comments when this news was revealed on this account, shout out to Cosmic Marvel, they're saying that, you know, this could also be a thing of like the movie Disney, you know, trying to kind of push out the muses arc of the singing and stuff, and the black muses, trying to push them out, not really trying to cast anybody for that and focusing more on this story. And it's just like, surprisingly, that does not sound shocking to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But at the same time, it's gonna be disappointing as hell because it's like, when y'all guys watch the Disney animation of Hercules, like you could, I'm sorry, we're just gonna have to keep it a stack. I don't even think the Hercules animation film would have done as well if those what, 5 6 muses, if those muses were not in that film singing down and giving us hits after hits after hits in that movie, that movie wouldn't have not done well. It wouldn't have done well. I'm sorry. Y'all can try to say, oh no, Hercules is a big enough name to carry that. The muses were the backbone of that film. Okay? The the beginning song, the gospel truth, and then the second part of the gospel truth, and then the third part, and then zero to hero. I won't say I'm in love. A star was born. Come on. I know this thing by heart. Like, the muses really, really carried this film. And I think that, like, if they really try to go with this thing of like pushing the muses out, maybe because they're afraid of the backlash of like the casting, especially because, like, them, they're trying to go more for, like, as far as like them trying to cast people within, because based, if you look at the history of how the Hercules Disney film was made, they went to the African American Baptist church to get those women to sing for the film. So it's like, are y'all gonna do that? Like, what is this gonna look? What is this process gonna look like? You know, and I don't know. Maybe they're not trying to get backlash, so that's why. But by the end of the day, I feel like that's cheap, and it's just like, just go do the same things that the other creators did in the past. Just go to the same church. I don't know, like go to the African American Black church and get some, get some young African American women to sing like these songs, to have beautiful voices to sing these songs. Like, I don't understand why y'all trying to push them out. But then again, there's allegedly, I don't know. But if they do that, that's gonna be so disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised because Hollywood has really been dropping the ball when it comes to like especially casting anything minority. They've been dropping the ball with the black casting. Their whole I've discussed on this channel at nauseum about the colorism that goes on um within Hollywood, especially when it comes to dark skinned black women in Hollywood. So um I don't know, but then I wouldn't be shocked. But then again, it's gonna be disappointing. But we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, Hercules is my top 5 Disney films. So if they do end up going with this Hades arc, it's just like, oh my god. Even though it's gonna be like, ugh, but it's just like, okay, still cast my muses, still cast them right at that. Cast them right, please. Anyway, y'all, those are just my thoughts on that. This has actually turned out to be a longer video than I expected. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.